Good afternoon, guys. It is almost 12:15 on Tuesday, the 11th of October 2022. I just thought I would start with this rather dramatic looking view of the market, but it is literally for effect if we take it back a bit to what we're used looking at. Doesn't look just quite so dramatic. That said, if you look at the bottom right here, you'll see that the market is down 1% today. It fell yesterday as well, and currently the price sitting at 61, almost $61.50, pounds. And as you can see, there's some clear blue water between the current price and my average price, which does mean that we are in negative territory, currently at minus 2.26%. So we'll be able to do a bit of dollar cost averaging today. It occurred to me earlier that even though we see these peaks and troughs over the last year, really, if you go back a couple of years to the time of COVID, pre-COVID, the market had been generally on its way up. Then you had the big drop during the first lockdown in particular. I think that was, end of February until sort of end of March. For about a month the market just seemed to drop, and then it started to pick up again. So it climbed, as you can see, quite significantly right up until a year ago, and even with these fluctuations, we have never in recent times even come close to the level the market was at the time of COVID. So although it looks quite dramatic when you look at it like this, realistically, the things aren't as bad as all that, and in fact, if you watch the mainstream media, you would possibly think that the markets had fallen way beyond the level that they were at the time of COVID, but that's simply not true. Anyway, guys, I see things looking as if they're actually starting to climb a little bit. So what I want to do, I want to jump in quick with our weekly purchase of £120 into the Vanguard S&P 500 exchange traded fund. So just let's have a look to see where we were at. So 3166 was the value. That should jump, and the average price currently 62.89. that should decrease, I think, hopefully. Let's see. Is it going to update for me? Okay, I see it has updated down here. We've got 32.85. No update up here as yet. Let's whack our refresh button. Force it. I want to see how much of an influence we can have on the average price. Now that we've got a bit over 3,000 invested and we're only investing 120 odd, it's going to be a minimal effect, I would think. Yeah, so I think it had been 62.89. It's come down to 62.84. So it's really quite a small difference on a week to week scale. Another thing I was thinking about actually, when I was in the shower, don't know if this happens to everybody, but sometimes I have what I would call a flash of inspiration whenever I'm in the shower, was just in terms of frequency of investments. Some people probably invest monthly, typically because that's when they get paid, and I'm no different there. I get paid monthly, but that does mean that you are to a certain extent limited is maybe not the right word, but you're only either able to choose once. If you're investing monthly, you can only choose once per month then to invest. And I just think that if you're investing weekly, I think you maybe have more of an opportunity to spot a chance to dollar cost average. I suppose you could do it if you're working month to month as well, but I just like to think that, if you look at the market on Monday and it appears to be heading down, and it has headed down significantly, and you've got money sitting there to invest, well, you might say, well, okay, let's give it until Tuesday, see if that move continues, see if we can't dollar cost average to a slightly greater extent. Of course, that is very hypothetical. There's no good scientific basis to suggest that that is a wise tactic. And in fact, anybody that has studied these things for any length of time always seems to conclude that you cannot time the market, and you're mad to even try to do so. So, guys, that is pretty much it for today. We're down 1% there on the day, nearly completely back to the level that we were at a year ago if you look over here, going by those statistics. And we'll see what the future holds. I think isn't the general advice usually to not invest money that you can't afford to lose, or maybe that's more to do with gambling, is it? Whenever they talk about that you can't afford to lose, because at the end of the day, you're not losing all your money here. When the market takes a pullback, it's a small percentage. Currently we're sitting minus 2.25%. Actually, just when I think about it as well, another thing that they've been talking about here is this whole cost of living carry on, as regards the cost of fuel and so on, and the information that they have put out is that everybody's going to be entitled to £400. So here in Northern Ireland, the way that that's going to work is that they're basically going to give us £400 of electricity credit. I suppose the logic there is that whether you everybody has electricity for the vast majority. So the logic is whether you are a gas or an oil customer, by giving you £400 towards your electricity, you can then use that saving, if you like, to pay for oil or gas or whatever you need. So apparently the way it's going to work here is that for people like me who are on a prepaid electricity meter, they will be able to put in a top up of £5. This is in November. You'll be able to put in a top up of £5, and when you do that, you'll actually get a credit for £170. Then moving on from that, you do it again and you get another £170. I think it's actually in this article here. Yeah, oh, I saw it, but it jumped. There we go. So you top up £5, you'll receive 170. Top up 5, you'll receive 170. So that's you up to 340. And then finally another 5, and you'll receive 60. So that's your 400. Hopefully, by the time you add that together plus your £5 each time, you'll actually end up with 415. So yeah, £400 coming to Northern Ireland households. Going by that, and that's all well and good. I would argue that if you have been careful, if you have been putting some money aside, whether intended for retirement or also as a safety cushion, generally the recommended amount of money that you should put to one side as a safety cushion is generally reckoned to be between 3 and 6 months of normal expenditure. Personally, I think that at the point that you're ready to declare fire, unless you've got some clear blue water behind you, so to speak, I think it's a good idea to have as much as 2 years worth of expenditure saved, not in the market, not invested in the market, so that if you do see a move that in the market is going to harm your portfolio, you can rely on that couple of years worth of savings to offset any moves like this. For instance, I mean, as I say, for here you've got a year where basically the market, by today's standard, has done nothing. So that cushion would come in handy at a time like that. It will allow you to give the market some time to recover, and yeah, if you have some sort of a crisis like what they claim we have at present with regard to the cost of fuel, quite simply, having that extra money to fall back on is always useful, and it would mean that in the event of there not being government support, you would not be stuck. And I think that's probably a good place to be. So guys, that's pretty much it for today. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy the content, please feel free to give us a like, and even if you're interested in following the fire journey, why not hit the subscribe button as well. Have a good end to your day.